When the sun set on the Sydney International Aquatic Centre in the summer of 2000, a legendary week of swimming came to a close. Australia's Ian Thorpe was a teenage Olympic superstar and world record holder. American Dara Torres had completed the first of her 2 Olympic comebacks, and the 2 nations sat comfortably at the top of the medal tables. Team USA's Tom Malchow took home the 200-metre butterfly title with an Olympic record time of 1 minute 55.35 seconds, just shy of his own world record. Finishing 5th in that final was the young 15-year-old American teenager from Baltimore. His name? Michael Phelps. Within a year, that 200-metre butterfly world record would belong to him, the first of dozens he'd have in an illustrious career. Phelps was a child phenom, claiming American age group records at as young as age 10 years old. And while he didn't leave Sydney with an Olympic medal, the swimming community had just seen glimpses of the next generational talent. By Athens 2004, Phelps had become a 5-time world champion and held multiple individual world records to his name, asserting his dominance in the butterfly and medley events. And on a sunny evening in mid-August, Phelps' Olympic dream became a reality. He won the 400-metre individual medley and did it in style, breaking his own world record and besting his nearest opponent by close to 3 full seconds. Phelps raised his fist in the air in triumph, looking to the video board and smiling before embracing his teammate, Eric Wendt, who captured silver. Even though he was only 19 years old, Phelps looked like a seasoned veteran, a swimmer who could challenge anyone and anything laid before him. Something that rang true 2 days later in the final of the men's 200-metre freestyle. Dubbed the race of the century by the press, Phelps would challenge Dutch great Peter van der Hoogenband and Australia's own phenom, Ian Thorpe, for gold. The trio were lined up side by side, with van der Hoogenband racing out to a ferocious start and Thorpe following closely behind him. Phelps hung back, a trademark move he'd become known to make as he consistently had the endurance to catch up and take the lead over his opponents in the dying metres. This time, he'd have to settle for a well-deserved bronze medal as Thorpe grabbed Olympic glory from van der Hoogenband in the final stages of the race. A crowning moment for Phelps came in the 100-metre butterfly final, where he took gold in an Olympic record time of 51.25 seconds. Incredibly, Phelps opted to defer the butterfly leg in the 4x100-metre medley relay to teammate Ian Crocker, then the world record holder in the 100-metre butterfly, giving his compatriot a final shot at gold in Athens. Crocker didn't disappoint, and Team USA won gold in world record time. Phelps might have left Sydney yearning for more, but he was leaving Athens with a full trophy cabinet, an incredible 8 Olympic medals including 6 golds, 4 Olympic records and 1 world record. By 23, Phelps had already accomplished more than most Olympians can dream to do in a lifetime. But he wasn't finished, not even close. Phelps' mission at Beijing 2008 was clear. He was going to break Mark Spitzer's record of 7 gold medals at a single Olympic Games. He was going to win 8. A seemingly impossible goal that was no short of sacrifice, Phelps had spent the better part of the last decade in the water, and even skipped the opening ceremonies to prepare for the most grueling of events, the 400-metre individual medley. He won in world record time, nearly 5 seconds faster than the mark he set in Athens. The quest for 8 was on. But his next challenge was arguably his toughest, the 4x100 metre freestyle relay. Leading up to the final, the French, led by eventual 100-metre Olympic champion Alain Bernard, were heavy favourites. Every way the race was broken down by the press leading up to the final, it had the same result: France winning, with the USA settling for silver. If the Americans were to stand even the remotest of chances of winning gold, it would take a miracle. And that's just exactly what they got. Phelps set an American record in the opening leg with a blistering time of 47.51. But the sub-48-second swims for teammates Garrett Webber-Gale and Cullen Jones weren't enough to stop the French, who took the lead. Swimming the anchor leg for the Americans was veteran Jason Lezak. When he dove in, he was more than a body length behind Bernard. It was over. It was too steep a hill to climb, even for a three-time Olympian like Lezak. At the turn, Lezak made up a bit of ground, but Bernard was still firmly in the lead. France was going to win this relay, and the Americans would have to settle for silver. But Lezak refused to give up, digging deep with every stroke as the race entered the final 25 metres. Even with the whole world watching and expecting that the French would win, Lezak didn't stop. In the last 5 metres, Bernard tightened up, and Lezak swung his final stroke to the wall. He'd done it. Lezak out-touched Bernard by less than 1/10 of a second, and the water cube erupted in disbelief. Lezak's split of 46.06 is still the fastest 100-metre long course split in swimming history. And for Phelps, his quest for 8 golds was still alive. He burned through the rest of his schedule, setting world records in every event and bringing his tally to 6 gold medals. To tie Spitz's record, Phelps faced his biggest individual challenge of the Games in the 100-metre butterfly. His challenger? Serbia's Milorad Kavic, who topped the rankings after the heats and semi-finals ahead of Phelps. Kavic wanted to be the swimmer who stood in the way of history. Phelps needed something special to win this race. The two stared each other down, almost as if they both knew that whatever the outcome were to be, it would go down into the annals of Olympic history. Kavic led at the turn. Phelps was well behind the rest of the field. Perfect. By now, Phelps had established himself not as the swimmer to jump out to an early lead. He's the one who chases you down in the final metres, as if there was no limit to his endurance. With 5 metres to go, Kavic held his breath and put his head down as if to will his way to Olympic glory. Phelps swung his arms around one more stroke and Kavic glided to the wall. 1/100th of a second. As if the relay wasn't dramatic enough, Phelps added another unbelievable win for good measure. The 7th gold medal was secured, Spitz's record was tied, and Phelps was in the precipice of history. The 4x100 metre medley relay gave Phelps a chance to bask in the glory of what he's accomplished. The American quartet of Phelps, Lezak, Aaron Pearsall and Brandon Henson won easily in world record time. 17 swims in 9 days, 8 gold medals, 7 world records. A feat in the sporting world akin to climbing Mount Everest. Phelps was more than just an Olympian now. He'd become immortal. What more could Phelps accomplish at the Olympic stage? He'd broken countless world records, become a household name across the world, and had more Olympic medals than entire nations put together. He wouldn't enter 8 events like Beijing, but the world still expected greatness. And in the first event, the 400-metre individual medley, Phelps finished outside the podium for the first time since Sydney. The greatest swimmer of all time was, in fact, human after all. And while a close finish in second to Chandler Close in the 200-metre butterfly would have had some thinking a changing of the guard was in order, Phelps was quick to remind the world what he was capable of. It's incredible to look at 6 medals, 4 gold and 2 silver, and think that things were meant to go differently. But Phelps was more than happy to bask in his swan song. finishing the Games as the most decorated Olympian in history. 22 medals, 18 gold. Who could ever top that? The pressure of being one of the greatest athletes of your generation is incredible weight to carry on your shoulders. Adjusting to life after swimming was no easy task for Phelps, and his struggles inevitably found their way to the limelight. His path back to the pool in the lead up to Rio 2016 was no easy task. But there's something only the greatest athletes in history hold, an unstoppable fire deep within that allows them to accomplish the impossible. Phelps had done it all, and what more was there left to do? For starters, attend the opening ceremonies for the first time in his career, an occasion marked by Phelps being named flag bearer for Team USA. This was a different Michael Phelps, an athlete who stepped into his role as mentor and leader with pride. He was still the same incredible swimmer that had always been, winning 5 gold medals. But one of the most special moments of his Olympic career amazingly came in a silver medal performance in the 100-metre butterfly. Humbled by Olympic champion Joseph Schooling, who idolised Phelps growing up, he tied for second with longtime competitors Leclose and Hungary's Laszlo Cseh. As the three held hands mounting the podium, the world basked in the joyous moment and cherished the amazing career it had been made witness to. By now, all of Michael Phelps' individual world records have been beaten. The last one taken till the summer of 2023 in the 400-metre individual medley by France's rising star Léon Marchand. As the sport inevitably evolves, there will be more swimmers who will swim faster than Michael Phelps. There could very well be a swimmer who wins 9 gold medals in a single Games. But nobody will ever be a champion like Michael Phelps. More than being the greatest swimmer of all time, Michael Phelps will forever be one of the greatest Olympians to ever grace the sport's ultimate stage. 39 world records, 28 Olympic medals, 23 gold. And a name that will live forever.